So the topic for our video today is principality stalkers in the fifth dimension. Why do entities follow you from dimensional realm to dimensional realm? There is a presence in the spaces between spaces, a whisper that trails behind your footsteps even when no one is near, a gaze you still feel upon your soul in moments of stillness in the drift between sleep and waking. These are not ghosts in the attic or figments of the dreaming mind. These are watchers, stalkers of the fifth dimension, entities that do not tether themselves to time nor obey the rules of space. They are old, older than language, older than memory, and they follow. You feel it, don't you? That strange continuity. The patterns in your life that seem too eerily familiar. The wounds that bleed across timelines. The names you recognize, though your lips have never spoken them. You are not imagining it. This is real, and you are being watched. So, what are the principality stalkers in the fifth dimension? In the spiritual and metaphysical circles, principalities refer to high ranking entities or archetypes in the spiritual hierarchy, whether they be mentioned in Christian, Gnostic, spiritual, or other esoteric traditions. They're not necessarily evil per se, but they can be forces that govern large collectives, ideologies, or dimensions, and they're not very good either. Think of them as macro level influencers in the fabric of reality. Stalkers would imply here persistent watchers or entities that follow, track, or influence someone across timelines and dimensions. 5D, or the fifth dimension, is often seen as a higher vibrational plane of unconditional love, intuition, and unity consciousness, beyond reality, fear, and ego. So if you're being stalked even there, it suggests that something persistent transcends even just this earthly plane. So what are the dimensional realms? Well, to understand the stalkers, you must first understand the stage upon which they walk. The dimensional realms are not separate planets, nor are galaxies afar. They are frequencies existing simultaneously, layered like veils upon reality. The third dimension is this physical world that you know overly so well. But the world is form and flesh and of linear time. It is the realm of cause and effect, of density and material consequence. The fourth dimension is the dream corridor, the realm of thought, of astral activity, of egoic illusion and psychic residue. It is here that the echoes begin and the masks of principalities are worn. The fifth dimension is a higher octave, a realm of crystalline light and unity consciousness. It is where duality begins to dissolve, but where separation ceases to be the rule. But do not be deceived. Just because it is lighter does not mean it is safe. For even in the fifth, there are shadows. These are not the shadows of the third. These are not demons with claws, nor phantoms with chains. They are more subtle. They are thought forms. They are archetypes. They are ancient contracts encoded in the soul stream. They wear the face of authority, of godliness, of cosmic law, and they do not scream, but they whisper and they follow. Principalities, what are they? In many ancient texts, from the Pauline epistles to the scrolls of Enoch, the term principality arises not as a metaphor, but as a classification. In the hierarchies of unseen realms, principalities are powers. Evil? Maybe. Good? Probably not. But all governing. They are sentinels of ideology, the architects of paradigms, the keepers of systemic order, whether just or unjust. Some are born of celestial intention, others are forged in fear, gaining strength through belief, repetition, and ritual. A principality can govern a nation, a religion, a bloodline, even an idea. They're not individuals, but they're networks of influence, conscious fields that persist across time, and some attach themselves to souls. Some will attach themselves to you, especially souls that remember. For when a soul awakens and it remembers, it begins to transcend the veil and remember its ancient light. It becomes visible to them, the ones who had kept it chained, the ones who kept it bound in oaths across lifetimes. The stalkers awaken. Who dare disturb their curses, their hexes? Why would entities follow you across dimensions? Well, there may be karmic attachments. You may have some sort of unfinished business, unresolved karmic debts, perhaps even agreements, energetic cords, beings from previous lives or incarnations. They don't always dissolve upon dimensional shifts. They can follow until they are resolved one way or another. Unresolved soul missions. Keep in mind, we all come with a purpose. We all come with a mission. We incarnate with very specific things that we're here to do. But what happens when you don't finish your mission? Well, entities may still follow you because you may carry codes, lights, or frequencies that are key to your mission or a threat to theirs. Shadow contracts or trauma echoes. If you've encountered trauma, physical, emotional, or spiritual, certain lower vibrational, dense entities might latch on to those wounds. Even as you ascend into the fifth dimension, the root trauma unhealed is still a good place for them to hitch a ride. They hide in the shadows of your consciousness, and they love where you hurt. Spiritual interference. Some metaphysical traditions, particularly Gnostic and Hermetic ones, teach that archonic or parasitic entities try to keep souls bound in cycles of illusion, of fear. They don't want you to get better. They don't want you to remember. They don't want you to achieve your full divine nature. So they follow, they delay, they distract, and they confuse. What if you're a volunteer soul? What if you're a light bearer? What if you're a star seed? You might carry strong spiritual light and truth. You might draw attention from not only benevolent beings, but from the malevolent ones too. Those who wish to contain or control that energy. Those who wish to use that energy for themselves. Energy no longer accessible to them because of their choices. Being followed might be as a reflection of your significance in the grander cosmic play. What about the nature of multidimensional stalking? You may believe that crossing into higher realms brings liberation that you deserve, but that awakening also, while it ensures freedom, can initiate the hunt. Ascension is not always escape, it is exposure. Stalkers of the fifth dimension are not random, they are precise. They know you're sent across timelines. They carry the codes of your soul's signature, and not for good reasons. They remember who you were before you fell into flesh, and if you were once a rebel, a guardian, a light carrier who defied their systems, they will remember and they will target you. They will watch you in dreams. They will trigger the same patterns through different faces. They stand at the crossroads of your great decisions, not just to block you outright, but maybe to observe, to whisper, to create doubt, to reroute you, to delay you. But why? Because awakening is contagious. Your memory is a contagion. And if you fully recall your power, you may awaken others. You see, this matrix-like reality is one for deception. If you disrupt the systems they so love and maintain, you dismantle their thrones of illusion, and they cannot have that. And so they follow. It's not a precise hatred. It's a cold-blooded purpose. Their stalking is strategic. It's a systemic spiritual warfare that they're fighting not with swords, but with symbols, with fear, with distraction. And so, keep in mind, as I indicated, that these karmic contracts remain unfulfilled. And so, you may have made vows. Some folks kept their end of the bargain, other folks did not. Some were forged in good places, some out of misguided love, some out of trauma. And these contracts echo across lifetimes. Some entities were present at those oaths. They bore witness. They became enforcers. But these are not just metaphors, but vibrational bindings. You will have to revoke them because they will remain active throughout, despite the fact that you may be on a very different path from the person you are bound to. And again, they also know your missions. They know you're star-seeded. They know you're encoded. They know you're sent in this realm to anchor a new frequency, and they don't like it. The moment you begin to remember, you become a threat to the old order. Entities that once thrived on ignorance and bliss and unconsciousness will sense your rising frequency, and they want to stop the wave, and they want to slow its ripple. Just remember also that the more healing you do, the better, because whatever remains unhealed is a back door for them to go through. Grief, anger, betrayal. They cannot possess, but they can influence, they can attach, they can feed, and know how much they love your light energy. The wound allows them to change identity. Many of them are shapeshifters. And you must also learn how to disrupt those false paradigms. You must unmask the illusions. You must pierce the veil. And when you do, you disrupt the ancient lies, and you are a threat. Principalities are not found in disruption. They seek order, even if it's built on falsehoods. Your truth is a frequency that distorts their architecture. They want to dilute your message. They want to take you off path. They want to exhaust your voice. Because your voice, you're talking too much. You're revealing too much. And you are a mirror. You reflect what they cannot control. Your free will, your divine sovereignty, your infinite remembering. You're the echo of the divine they once knew but abandoned, and now they can't get it back. Some stalk you not to harm but to understand, to see if redemption was even possible through you. You're watched not just by enemies, but by fallen kin who remember what things used to be like. And there is, of course, the archetypes. The mythologies echo across this eternal stalking. In every hero's journey, there's the ever-present Watcher, the Dark Lord, the hidden nemesis. From Anubis weighing hearts to the Watchers of the Book of Enoch, stories remember what the soul forgets. These are not mere tales. These are echoes, records of soul memory hidden in fable and symbol. The serpent, the mask, the mirror, all the symbols of the stalkers. And what can you do about it? What are you going to do about it? Well, there's always energetic hygiene. You want to practice your cord cutting. You want to ring your bells. You want to cleanse your aura. You want to burn your sage and your incense and take your self baths and do your grounding meditations and go out in nature and maintain that energetic sovereignty. You want to call on your allies, not just the human ones on earth, but for protection and guidance from benevolent beings in other realms, your higher self, your guardian angels, your ancestors, your ascended masters, your divine archetypes, your Sekhmet, your Kali, and even your Archangel Michael. You want to close those portals and close those contracts in deep meditation or dream work. You must affirm, I revoke and I dissolve all non-beneficial contracts across all timelines, dimensions, and realities that no longer serve my highest good. I reclaim my soul sovereignty now, and I burn away everything in the sacred fire. You want to have that shadow integration. Sometimes the stalkers reflect the unhealed parts of us. Doing the shadow work and the inner child healing is one good way to dissolve that magnet that's on your back that's drawing in these entities. You want to be cosmically aware. The more aware and lucid you become, the more you arise in your higher states, and you are not ignorant, but you know, the less power anything has over you. Awareness is the ultimate protection, and it stops all. Remember, protection, sovereignty, and the way forward is all within your hands. And how do you break free? Not by running, not by hiding, not by fleeing, but by remembering. Energetic sovereignty begins with awareness. You cannot expel what you do not know, what you do not acknowledge. You must name them, not in fear, but in truth. Name is a powerful thing. Revoke those contracts. Call back your energy. You declare, I declare across all dimensions, lifetimes, and realities, I revoke and dissolve anything that does not serve my highest good. I revoke contracts that are no longer beneficial. I reclaim my light. I reclaim my voice, my soul sovereignty. I am free and I am whole, and nothing will stop me. Use your ritual, use your word, use your silence, use whatever opens up your field to the truth of who you are. Call in your allies of the light, call in your guides, your ancestors, aspects of your higher self. You were never meant to fight alone, and you don't have to fight alone. And most of all, you heal. For every healed wound is a sealed door. Every integrated shadow becomes an ally. Every reclaimed memory becomes a torch. And as my closing charge, I say this: being followed by entities across dimensions, of course it can feel intimidating, but it's often a sign of spiritual growth. You're moving through layers of reality you have never explored before. Most have never explored before. The key is sovereignty. You are the oracle, and you are the architect of your own multi-dimensional experience. Oh my, do you not know how much power you have? So now you know you should not be paranoid. You should not be broken. You are awakening. The stalkers follow not because you're weak, but because you are rising and growing stronger by the day. You carry the key to prisons long forgotten. Your voice, it shatters illusions. Your heart, when whole, is a frequency that dissolves their dominion. Do not fear the watchers. Pity them, for they are bound by their duty to a crumbling order. But you are the coming dawn. So rise, you speak, you remember. For even the stalkers tremble when a sovereign soul reclaims their name in the fifth dimension. You are not alone, and you never were, and you will reign supreme. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.